Hello, this is part one of my travel series on Italy. So this is my first video on Rome. I wanted to make two comments about visiting Rome. Number one, about tickets. There are lots of places to buy tickets to see the attractions. And when I was looking to buy tickets, I noticed there were some complaints from people who had bought tickets about how they'd bought a ticket and they didn't have a spot. I figured out why that is. Some of the places, like the Colosseum, don't actually sell tickets until a week before the actual date. So what you're doing if you buy a ticket 3 or 4 weeks or months in advance is you're paying them to buy you a ticket when they become available. And then they're hoping they get tickets. This also means that those places have inflated prices for the tickets because they're going to go buy tickets and then hope they sell them. And if they don't, then they have to recuperate the cost, and they also have to pay someone to go buy to buy the tickets. So it's someone's job to buy tickets. Sounds like a great job, right? What do you do for a living? I buy tickets to the Vatican Museums. Yippee skippy! How exciting! And so this is what happens: is people buy tickets to these third-party sites and don't understand how this works. There are official museums. I'll put the links in the description below. Official sites for those sites. And that's where you should buy your ticket. They're available. The websites are available in multiple languages. English, guaranteed. Maybe not your language, but English for sure. And buy your ticket directly from the site itself. And you can buy either a personal, just yourself, or a guided tour from both the Colosseum and the Vatican itself. And you don't need to deal with that. With the third-party sites, because some of the third-party sites offer reasonable increases above that, but the other part that they promise you is not true. So you're going to pay extra money than you need to for false premise, and it's possibly because it's a language barrier, and when they translate it into English, it doesn't mean what you think it means. So I recommend you just go buy your ticket directly from the site. The problem is with some tours at the Colosseum, you can't buy them until a week in advance. I guess that's a good thing because it means that you don't have to book it 6 months in advance and hope that you can get a ticket and book your vacation and then hope it happens. And those places themselves, it's refundable up to, I think, the day before you actually arrive. So if you do have a vacation hiccup, you can still go on the website and cancel the ticket and get a refund, which is so you don't have to deal with the hassle of telling your credit card company that you weren't able to go, which you probably can't do if you buy it through a third-party vendor. And there's tons of those. All the travel sites, I won't name any of them because it's not to shame any of them. The second thing I wanted to make you aware of is the skip the line thing. So there's no skipping any lines, okay? There's only one line that you skip. If you're going to go buy a ticket at these places, there are two types of lines. There's the I don't have a ticket yet, and I already bought one online, and I'm just picking it up. That's the line you skip, is the I don't have a ticket yet. You don't skip any lines getting in. There's no special privileges. You don't have a guaranteed at 3 o'clock in the afternoon you're going to get in the door come hell or high water, unless you're on a tour, because the tour has to be in at that time. So if you want to get in at a certain exact time, then you have to book a tour. That's going to cost you anywhere from 15 to 20 euros more than a standard entry ticket. And for a lot of people like myself, that's not super value added because the tours don't often care about things I care about. And the pace is not the pace at which I wish to go. So yes, I may lose out on some things I don't know when I go because I don't get that information from the guide, but guides are variable anyway. And so if you get a good guide, it could be a good deal. And if you get a brand new guide, it could be a terrible deal. So that's the only line that you skip. So these are the two lines you skip. One, if you have a tour, you skip the line because you show up, get your ticket, you get with a tour, and they take you in because they have priority over any of the rest of the visitors. The only other line you skip is to the prepaid ticket line, because all these places have security lines, because they're secured sites, because they're irreplaceable. So like every other secured place, Independence Hall, the airport, there's a security line to get in. And so once you have your ticket, you go into the line with everyone else. So the only skipping you have is you get to skip the line with the people who don't have a ticket already, but you're going to end up in line for security with people who just bought their tickets, who just happened to get in the line a few seconds before you did. There's no skipping the line. There's no special line. There's no special treatment unless you're on a tour. So all these places that promise skip the line tickets, or we're going to take you right there, you're just paying an extra $10 to $15 for them to pocket. There's no skipping the line. You'll show up. There's two lines. One of them is I don't have a ticket, and the other one's for prepaid tickets, just like you have at Disneyland and anywhere else. And then you get in the line to go through the turnstiles like everybody else. So plan to be there early because you may have any number of people in the security line with you. And the busier the day it is, the more people are going to be in line with you waiting to go through security, which will impact your ability to see it and have the time that you want to have there. So those are some of the hiccups and the pitfalls that people have for booking these sites. I know people will book them through the third-party sites for convenience and because you get offers and stuff, but the offer is off of a already inflated price, which is more than you should have to pay. So my recommendation is go directly to the sites themselves, book a guided tour with them if you want a guided tour. That will give you a specific slot, or buy the ticket that you want, and then deal with the security line to get in and do it at your pace. And give yourself plenty of time if you're going to do the same, both of them in the same day. It's totally doable. I did. My sister did. Everyone I know does. That's been there has done it. So you don't need to fret about it as long as you give enough time between the two of them, because it really depends on how much you care about it. I would suggest you plan to spend anywhere between 2 and 4 hours each place. So plan to get in there by at least 4 hours before they close, so you have enough time to see what you want. Just for reference, when I went to Trier last summer, I spent 2 hours in the amphitheater, and there's not as much to see there as the Colosseum, but it also had really nice views of the surrounding area because it's up on the hill above the river above Trier. So I knew I'd want to spend more time at the Colosseum than that, and the Palatine Hill and the Roman Forum. So give yourself at least 4 hours for that. And anyway, those are my tips and tricks and suggestions to have a successful foray to Rome, whether you book something or not. And that's the way I recommend that you do it. Anyway, Godspeed, travel wisely.